Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great Sunday. Hope all of you having a great week, or you had a great weekend watching some college football and championship weekend. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. And man, oh man, clap it up, clap it up. I want to see you clapping in the comment section at least. I got some good and bad news. This is bittersweet. I'm actually about to get really sad here for a second. I'm excited because we're about to get into a Week 15 recap, and we know this is a fan favorite video. It's a staple of the channel. However, got some bad news. This is the last and final recap of the season. Shaking my head. It's, I don't even want to think about this football season coming to an end, although this is the end of the regular season, the end of the recaps. It's been a great year. It has been a really great year. It sucks. This is the last recap because obviously, we're not going to be doing like full-out recaps for every single weekend of the bowl games, but it is what it is. I would say by far this is the most fun I've had doing the recaps, and a main reason for that isn't because of anything I've done. It's just the interaction on the channel throughout the year. You guys have just loved the recaps this year. There was a time to get real vulnerable. Will y'all for a second give you some behind the scenes last year where I was questioning. I was like, man, I don't even know if people care about the recaps too much. I know y'all care when we talk about the news and the reaction videos, but I was sitting there going, you know what? We may have to abandon the recaps, but we kept pushing, kept doing them, and this year it was completely different. I was like, oh no, everybody's loving them. I don't know what changed. I really don't, but I'm not going to complain too much. It was just a great year, so I want to say thank you to each and every single one of y'all for watching videos, supporting them. That is more than enough. That's all I ask. Also, too, if you like the content, consider subscribing. If you don't want to subscribe, that's cool, too. But we are on the push for 400,000 subscribers. Clap it up for that. I'm hoping we can hit that, and our goal is to hit that by the end of the year. We got, about 13,000 to go. I think we can do it, but let's get into some football stuff. I don't got time to waste. You don't get time to waste either. Oh, yeah, doing those in there as well. I do apologize. This video is going to be uploaded on Sunday night, a little bit later than normal, but that is due to not anything I've done. I've only slept about, I went to bed at 3 a.m., slept 3 to 4 hours, got back up around 6, 7 a.m. Then we got ready for, you already know, you've seen the video by this point in time, the reaction video to the final playoff bracket. Shout out to Alabama. We wound up getting in, and then we covered the Notre Dame breaking news, and here we are. It has been a jam-packed video in the MBG sweatshop, to say the least. Did I say a jam-packed video? That's how you know we're lacking sleep. A jam-packed day on the MBG, or in the MBG sweatshop, to say the least. There we go. My apologies. You know what we're going to talk about? It's championship weekend. We had Tulane, the Green Wave, versus North Texas. We had James Madison beating up on Old Troy. We had Alabama playing Georgia in the rematch this year. That was a blowout. We're going to talk about that. We had the Indiana Hoosiers versus the Wait a minute. I was about to call him little bro. No, we don't do that. That is, can I call him Big Bro after what happened? No. They lost. We're just going to call him the Ohio State. We had Texas Tech destroying the BYU's. And last but not least, we had an upset. We had the Dukies, 7-5. I know, right? The 7-5 Dukies. I'm shaking my head. Beating Virginia. The ACC champion did not get into the playoff, and there's no argument for them. They had 5 losses. First things first, we'll start with the Green Wave. North Texas. If they wouldn't have thrown that interception, and also there was a pivotal play where they was trying to come back down 13, and they dropped the interception on 3rd down from Retzlaff, they catch that. I think that changes their momentum. It at least shifts it, and they have a good chance of winning this game. But they dropped it. It was the 1st down, and that's all she wrote. Imagine telling someone only a few months ago that Retzlaff, the quarterback who left BYU, or more so they kicked him out, that he'd be going to the playoffs with Tulane and not BYU. Crazy times, but congratulations to the Tulane Green Wave. Now, here's the thing. It goes back to North Texas just couldn't capitalize, and they didn't execute well. They were, is it crazy to say that I thought they were moving the ball better in Tulane and they looked like the better team? I don't really think it is. They have more first downs, more total yards, better everything. But when you have not 1, not 2, not 3, not even 4, but 5 turnovers, you're not going to win many games. It's actually a testimony of how good North Texas played in this game outside the turnovers, that they only lost by 13. Tulane wins, and they're in the playoffs. Congratulations to them. I'm going to talk about this game for 10 seconds. James Madison destroyed Troy. Am I shocked? No, because Troy's not that great of a football team. And James Madison, they're now 12-1. James Madison was a heavy favorite in this game, and they did exactly what they were supposed to do. Troy only had 177 total yards of offense. What's crazy about that is they had 203 passing yards. I know, right? You're sitting there going, wait a minute. What, Matt? You said they had 177 total yards of offense, but 203 passing yards? That doesn't add up. But no, my friend, it does. Because they had negative 26 rushing yards. You saw everybody ridiculing Alabama for having negative 3 rushing yards against Georgia. Well, how about this? It's worse. Congratulations to James Madison for winning that. But let's get into what you're really here for. And I mean that with all due respect to James Madison and Tulane. The Power 4 games. At 11 a.m., we had the BYU seeking revenge on the oil money. The NIL big ballers, Texas Tech Red Raiders. I don't want to say the final score is deceiving. You see it right here, 34-7. Because this game early on, it was competitive, and it was good. What happened was Texas Tech, they got the interception, started making some big-time plays, and it got out of hand. Whenever you hear someone say football is a game of momentum, look no farther than this game right here. Texas Tech forced a couple of turnovers, capitalized on them, bada bing, bada boom, you look up, it's a 20-point game. It was an eerily similar feeling I had when I was watching the North Texas and Tulane game. If BYU could just avoid and stop having the disastrous turnovers and plays, they're going to be okay. I'm not saying they would have won the game, but it wouldn't have been like this. Outside the interception, what about the play-action play where quarterback turns around and boom, he gets annihilated and Texas Tech scoops that up? Texas Tech was a much better team in this game, and I can't get over how great their defense is. Heading into this year, all I heard about was their offense. Their offense isn't bad by any stretch of imagination. They're good. But it's the defense that takes the cake for me. They're ferocious. I also think they're severely underrated. Everybody talks about Oklahoma's defense, Ohio State's, Georgia's. What about Texas Tech? Congrats to the Red Raiders. At 2:30, we had the SEC Championship. We had Alabama. We'll give them a nice little golf clap. Literally limping into this game versus the Georgia Bulldogs. Well, let's throw this out there. Who did I pick to win this game? I picked Georgia. I also picked them to win by double digits, I believe, unless I'm highly mistaken. I can't remember exactly, but I did pick Georgia to win, and they won. For what we talked about in the preview and prediction video, Alabama is limping into this game, and Alabama is not that good of a team. Ty Simpson has been struggling in the second half of the season. To go on top of that, you got Georgia, completely different story. Yeah, Georgia was banged up. They were missing a starting center. I didn't think it was going to affect them too much because they're resilient. Alabama, I know Ty Simpson says they're resilient. Not really. They just have been getting fortunate this year. Georgia is 4 second-half comebacks. Oh, man. Gunnar Stockton, don't even get me started on him. He's got to be invited to the Heisman Trophy ceremony. He was phenomenal in this game. He only had 6 incompletions. He's not going to wow you, but he's one of the best game managers out there. Their running backs did good. Wide receivers did good. This is just a really good / great football team. And Alabama is not. How did Alabama beat Georgia at Georgia? Don't really know outside of, and this is the only thing you chop it up to, Alabama has some mental edge over the Bulldogs. But that mental edge didn't amount to a hill beans in this one. Ty Simpson, he looked awful. This is the worst game I've seen him play, but he's looked bad every week the past 5 to 6 weeks. Ryan Williams is still dropping passes. The offensive line, they're still getting pushed around a little bit. However, I thought the O-line held up. I see everyone blaming them for Ty Simpson's struggles. I disagree with that. You got to get the ball out quick. Georgia was blitzing. And the O-line, whenever they did get Ty Simpson time to pass, he made terrible throws. The only thing that was good for Alabama in this game, is the only thing you can hang your hat on if you're a Bama fan, is our defense looked great. Flying all over the field. Yeah, you see Georgia, they had 28 points. Alabama's defense really only gave up 14. And give credit to Georgia and Gunnar Stockton. They made some big third down conversions that resulted in touchdowns. But think about it. Georgia blocks the punt. Okay, they take over at the 15. Is that on the defense? I don't think so. The other one, what was it? The Ty Simpson. Oh, wait, no. Yeah, well, Ty Simpson did throw an interception. They started at midfield. But how about this? We went for it. It's 21-7. On our own 10-yard line, didn't get it. So then Georgia started that possession at the 10. So that's 14 points right there. Alabama gifted them. I don't really put that on the defense too much. What I appreciated was the defense was making open field tackles, flying to the ball, and to start the game, they forced dang near 2 straight 3-and-outs. It would have been 2 3-and-outs if not on the first play, Zachariah Branch ran it 15 yards on a bubble screen. But after that, Alabama had them on lockdown. I thought Alabama's defense did their part, but you can't ask them to pitch shutouts. That's not fair. And another thing, too, Georgia had the ball so much because we had, how many was it? 5 3-and-outs in the game. It might have been more. It could have been 6. I know we had 5. Our defense was on the field the entire game. They got tired. They're getting fatigued. The offense was not helping them out. And here's the thing. Even if the offense isn't scoring touchdowns or even field goals, if they can have some long, sustained drives or just not 3 and outs, if they can be out there for, heck, not even 5 minutes, we'll say 3 to 4 minutes, it gives the defense a breather. But Alabama was going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, and only 40 seconds was coming off of the clock. 40 seconds. Defense was exhausted. They were wore down, and that falls on the offense. They've got to be better. Tom Simpson's got to be better. The running backs got to be better. Ryan Williams, don't get me started on him. He's useless. He can't catch the football still. Nothing has changed there. And yeah, I mean, it's very simple. Alabama has got to play better moving forward, but as far as it goes for this game, Georgia was the much better team, and you don't got to be a rocket scientist to figure that out. Georgia was the better team when we played them in Athens, Georgia, too. Alabama just, they pulled in Alabama, I guess that's what we'll call it. They played like the 1989 San Francisco 49ers that night. Congratulations to Georgia. You've noticed I'm only talking about Alabama because there's nothing to be said about Georgia. They are exactly who I thought they are, and there's nothing to even complain about. Georgia looked like how Alabama used to look like. Period. The end. Let's move on. Indiana and Ohio State. That was a heck of a game. Fernando Mendoza, he locked up the Heisman Trophy. Give him the Heisman Trophy. I've seen enough. The throws he was making in this game, throw away the box score. You got to turn on the tape. Phenomenal. And it wasn't just one. There was 4 to 5 where my mouth dropped. I'm like, oh my goodness. That's an NFL quarterback. Ball placement, elite. And the Indiana football team, it just looks so good. Am I shocked they beat Ohio State? Yeah. I am, because I did pick Ohio State to win this game, and I thought by far they were the best team in the country. Obviously, they were not. And it's not that I didn't think Indiana could compete. I knew they could. I just thought the gap from Ohio State and Indiana, it was pretty big. And it's not a knock or slide against Indiana. You know how I feel about them. I had them as my number 2 team heading into this week. I've stated they're a great team. It's just Ohio State. They look so good this year. They look unbeatable. But I'm starting to rethink that. Maybe it has a lot to do with they play in a very bad conference where the bottom half is just so bad. It's hard to evaluate these teams. It really is, because the Big Ten, the bottom half of it, so terrible. Caleb Downs even talked about it earlier in the week. He stated the SEC's a gauntlet every single week. And the bottom tier teams, and this is the main difference, the worst teams in the SEC still have dudes to compete with the Georgias and Alabamas in the conference, but the Big Ten does not. Your teams like Rutgers and Purdue, they don't even have the dudes to compete with Ohio State and Indiana, and the list goes on and on. Who else you want to throw in there? Northwestern, Minnesota, Maryland, Michigan State, the list goes on and on and on. Those teams are laughable. But it's a new year, same story. You're always going to have 3 to 4 really good teams in the Big Ten. That holds true. Indiana and Ohio State are, in my humble opinion, the 2 best teams in the nation. And the difference maker in this game was Ohio State missed a 27-yard chip shot. Ohio State missing a clutch field goal? Huh. Yeah, that seems about right. What's new? I'll show you the stats right here. This was an even game. No fan should be walking away going, oh, yeah, Indiana, they own Ohio State. Indiana's way better. And if you're an Ohio State fan, you shouldn't hold your head and go, oh, man, we suck. How do we lose to Indiana? No. It's fine. Even game. The difference maker was, like we just talked about, a field goal. I will say this, though. I thought Indiana, from start to finish, deserved to win. I thought they were the better team, so I am happy they wound up pulling off this upset. Congratulations to them. You are Big Ten champions, but as we know, and I think both fan bases would attest to this, this is not the goal. Although you want to win every single game, you want to beat Ohio State, vice versa. Ohio State wants to beat Indiana. The goal is the national championship. I guarantee you this right now. If you were to tell a Georgia fan, okay, you have 2 options. 1, you beat Alabama, but you lose in the playoffs. Or 2, Alabama beats you, and you'll win a national championship. Every single fan saying, yeah, I'll take option number 2. I'll take a loss to Alabama if that means we win the national championship. Same thing here. Not many people are going to remember the 2025 Big Ten championship, but they are going to remember who wins the 2025 national championship. I'm really looking forward to see how both these teams do in the playoffs, but especially Ohio State. I want to see how they respond. And last but not least, to cap off our recap, our final game we're going to talk about in the 2025 recap, we got the Dukies beating Virginia. We got to clap it up to the Dukies. That's a feel-good winning story right there. Virginia, not that good of a team. I'm not going to beat them down too much. It sucks you lost because if you win, you'd have been in the playoff. But the Dukies prevailed, and they tried to give it away at the end. They tried to blow the league, but they came up clutch. Congrats to them, I guess, but it just feels so weird to even think about Duke, who is now 8-5 as your ACC champion. It's just Hard to fathom. But I need to fathom it because guess what? It's reality. Many more things I could say. I don't want to make this super long. I can assure you of this. We have a ton of stuff to talk about in the upcoming weeks and days. So hope we're staying tuned for that. And yeah, I will see you guys tomorrow. Let me know your thoughts down below. But